Right, hello, this is Interaction Design Group Project 9, Hands-On Gaming. This is our podcast, we're going to take you through it. I'm Connor.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Simon.
I'm Andy and I'm hungry.
We've currently just finished one of our exams. We're all exhausted, we're all tired, but we're going to try and power through this and talk about the project. And hungry, I have to tell you. And some of us have got jobs to get to, so let's get through this.
I'm Christopher.
The thing is that basically we decided that our project, when we first started as a group, that we were going to do an interactive game. That was the idea, the perfect blend, because of the media that gaming is. That gaming is the perfect medium for interactive storytelling. Music, movie, video, gameplay, mechanics. You can get much more deeper immersion, like games like WoW and Addiction and all these kind of things have been good for that kind of medium. That was what we decided. Then next of all was to decide how we can make it more interactive, because you've got your Wii's, you've got your PS3s, and you've got your Xbox 360s. And then we started looking, I think we can all be honest and agree that we didn't think of anything for the first couple of weeks. We had no ideas at all.
The problem was the way that how we were going to make the person interact, and we came up with tons of ideas, but the problem was there were too many ideas.
Our original idea, which I'll insert a photo of around about now, was a full bodysuit, and the full bodysuit would basically have headgear, bodysuit. You would be able to feel shots, stab wounds. You'd see through virtual goggles. You'd have hand pads, knee pads, the whole lot. And it wasn't until Sandy said that we'd taken a step too far. We had to just scale it back, so we were now in week 3 or 4 at this point. So we decided we had to take it back a notch, and we decided on
gloves. We decided that we'd reduce it to just having a pair of gloves, which we thought would be enough to be able to control the entire game. So we sort of made some gloves that would
sense each other.
Yeah, thank you. They'd sense each other's position and be able to sort of sense the entire position of the hands. And then using software, we could easily turn that into sort of gestures and actions and stuff like that. Along with a sort of, if we needed to revert to a sort of a sort of standard control system, we could sort of get the user to hold their hands in a controller type way. And
there'll be a poster for the game, which I called Survival 101. It's a very colourful, very nice poster. And there's a poster for the glove, which shows all the synaptic inputs and devices and the wires running along it, etc., etc. And then we decided to make a prototype.
Yeah,
Simon?
A tech demo basically. So we sort of created just the menu interface to an example system. It was literally 5-10 minutes of coding, buttons to change the page, change the image displayed basically. But it was good. It worked. A few images mercilessly stolen off the net.
We'll show a few of the videos.
Well, you'll see. I should be roughly round about now putting in video footage of basically people trying out the system. The main feedback we got back was that the system, it wasn't interactive enough. It was pretty haphazardly put together. It was a last minute thing. We were going to do it with post-it notes and paper, but we decided to make it look a bit more cool. But what we then decided to do was stop doing that and just use the laptop and input it like a processor. So we closed down the program and we asked users, how would you interact with this desktop? And one of us sat at the computer, and as they touched icons, we dragged them and moved them and dropped them and asked them for input, like physical input. We did some user testing to get commands. So
A lot of people use the same commands for everything, to resize things. A lot of people use similar to the iPhone. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. But going back to the product design, the Wii is the user space defined by the group for the Move. In the same sense, our product was defined by things like the iPhone, the iPod Touch, the iPad, various other things. Any handheld touch device really was what our define for our one was, except ours was without having to touch the screen, so it had the same functionality, but it was touchless in a sense. So that's the idea behind it as well. Just like it comes from the saying, hands-on gaming. It's hands-on. It's the next level of gaming was kind of our slogan, and that's what our ethos was, to blend the kind of iPod simplicity with cool functionality. And that's pretty much what our user-defined space kind of came back as, I think.
Other things we used, as well as like the kind of Wii and the PlayStation Move and that, if you let's say the Kinect, which uses a full body sensing system, the great thing about that is it can, like the Kinect dance stuff, it is fairly accurate with detecting what you're doing. The problem is it's just not that good. The images can get quite blurred together when, let's say, you cross hands or whatever. So what we decided to do is, this way we can focus on just doing the hands and we can get a very detailed depiction of what we're doing with that.
On a very brief side note, they've recently just cracked the Kinect graphically with Linux to run hand movement recognition. So now you can actually physically, and I'll insert a small clip of it into here right now, is them doing the scene from Minority Report with finger tracking, where they grabs the screen and swivels it across and moves the images on the screen and moves through it just through hand gestures. So in theory our software does work. It's not just a farcical dream. It is purely possible to put a glove in someone's hand and do it, and as a peripheral, so you can get touch sensor as well as swifting.
It also just allow us to do it in even more detail, because...
Yeah. Well, the thing, it allows it to swift and things, but it doesn't allow you to select, so that was what they'd got. So yeah, our gloves would allow us to select, grab, enlarge, all these kind of things. So it is perfectly possible to do it with our technology, which is pretty cool. And our technology doesn't use a camera as well, if you remember correctly. Ours is gloveless. So yeah, I mean, like Lauren, you weren't a gamer, so like, how did you find it? Obviously, and Chris as well. Like, how did you find the projects as not being gamers?
It was quite difficult. Like that we'd picked a game to like make our project on. I didn't feel very aware of what was going on half the time.
To be honest, did you feel like you did get into it as time went on, or did you still not? Sure.
I feel like I could have like been more involved.
We're not judging or anything like that. It's just that's what people think.
I feel like it would have been easier if I was a gamer.
That's fair enough. And Chris?
Yeah, definitely would have been easier if I was a gamer. But
do you think we should have done it on a system, or do you think we were still happy with the choice we made?
I'm happy with the choice we made, because there's obviously other people in the group who were big gamers, so
yeah, we could draw experience from them.
Made it a lot easier.
Yeah. How about you guys? Happy with our choice?
I'm reasonably okay with it. I found, reasonably difficult. I'm not a huge gamer myself, even though I do play some games.
Oh.
I'm just not a huge gamer, so yeah.
Probably one of the biggest gamers in the group, along with you, most likely. And so I really enjoyed doing this kind of thing, because I felt that I could really kind of get immersed with it. And like I said, I came up with the idea of the zombie game, which we'll talk about a bit later.
Yeah, bad idea.
We took a lot of ideas from other games that we played. Like the big one was Left 4 Dead, where they had the AI director.